Hey Libras, welcome to Tower and Heal. Welcome to your June reading. I hope all is well. Let's get started. I come to you, Holy God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light, divine love, in accordance with your divine will. What is it that the Libra Collective needs to know? What's the overall theme for June for the Libra Collective? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, too many cards. But that one called to me. Underworld. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So some of you guys might be doing some shadow work. Okay. There might be some shadow work to be done here when it comes to this collective right now. That's interesting. Because the last reading was definitely about the manipulation and all that. So it seems as if you guys are probably still in that mode where you're observing. Some of you guys might be observing the manipulative tactics or toxic energy within yourselves or the people around you, okay? And the reason why is so that you can become more privy to it and then manifest something better. All right. This might get a little dark. We'll see. All right, let's get started. Check out the previous Libra reading. Seems like we're continuing from that, okay? What's going on with the Libra Collective for the first half of June? What's going on with the Libra Collective? Thank you. What do they need to know most to bring them closer to their higher selves? Thank you. What's going on with the Libra Collective? All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. Something's just pretty much not working. Three of Pentacles in reverse is lack of cooperation, lack of networking, proper networking. Three of Wands here. Okay, we're out here with the threes. Three of Wands is results. Okay, that's two opposing energies there. Queen of Cups, Five of Cups, Eight of Stones. Somebody's trying to put in work. They're trying to see the results, but they're not seeing the cooperation. All right, someone's seeing their vision. They have this clear vision of what they want with the Queen of Cups here. All right, and they're listening to that. But in doing so, it seems as if there's some type of... someone's feeling the regret or shame or guilt or remorse about something just not working out the way they wanted it to. All right. They did their part to put in the work and they realize, okay, I did the work and now it's like out of my hands type of energy. All right. Someone's coming to terms with that rather than blaming themselves of what they could have done better to fix the situation. Now someone's realizing like, no, this is out of my hands, you know, and it's about moving forward accordingly. That's where the observation comes in. Once you really observe the situation, you'll realize, oh no, yeah, this was completely out of my hands. All right, we do have the Hangman in reverse. There's a spiritual lesson here that came out of this divine pause. It's like somebody was putting in the work. If this is you, somebody was putting in the right work. They were putting in the right time. They were putting in the right effort. Okay, they did what they were supposed to do, and it was the other party's turn to step up and bring the effort. Okay, if there was nothing you can do in this situation to change it, you did the right thing, whatever you're supposed to do. It does seem to be with the Lovers card here, there's some type of... this is a karmic situation. It could be a soulmate. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be relationships, okay? But it's some type of connection with the spiritual tie. You tried to put in the work and it just didn't work out. All right, and it's a pause. It's like it's hitting a brick wall. It's hitting a brick wall. That Eight of Wands coming out in reverse is just like, okay, like I know intuitively I'm being pushed in a certain direction. Why am I not feeling, why can't I get through? You know, it's like a brick wall, but you're doing the right thing. So if this is resonating with you so far, if you're being led to move in a certain direction, but you feel like it's not working, it was another party that was supposed to help in cooperating to move this along, okay? And now that that's not happening, there's nothing you can do about that, okay? So it might be, if this is a connection, then it's time to cut your losses with this connection because the other party isn't doing the right thing to even things out. They're not cooperating, okay? Let's look into this Three of Pentacles. These readings are heavy this time. Jesus. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, which is kind of like someone's not cooperating. And it might be coming from like a bitter, resentful place, you know, just being catty, petty type of energy. That's what's happening here, right? And they're stopping the progress with the Chariot card. Someone's intentionally stopping the progress. They're not... they could just be... they could be stubborn, right? They're just not being the bigger person here. They're choosing even if it's something that they naturally do, they could just naturally be this way, where it's just like, no, I'm just petty, and you know what I mean, and just taking the low ground. It's just that type of energy. That's just what's happening with the Hierophant. It's like they need a higher level of thinking. You might be called to be the bigger person in this situation because you're dealing with someone who's acting like a child, pretty much. All right, why is this Queen of Cups here? It's like, if you could probably get the closure that you want from this person, but they're not doing it because they're being immature, and now you have to take matters into your own hands and find your own closure as much as you can from this situation. If closure is the issue, yeah, you're gonna have to take matters into your own hands. With the Devil card here in reverse, you're gonna have to drop this toxic energy. They're not gonna help you drop it. All right. So if you're looking for someone to work with you to try and fix a connection, don't do that, because they're not going to do it. They're not going to help you. All right. If they haven't helped you yet, then it's time to cut the loss. All right. Observe. Observe it. Observe them. In the month of June, just observe. It's observing the shadow side of the situation. You might have been looking at this like, oh, I can, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to play my role. I'm going to put in the effort. And now it's time to see the shadow part of it. The shadow part is you're putting in effort with someone who is not willing to put in the same effort. They're not going to do it. That's a truth that you have to come to terms with. But that comes out of observation. Okay. We have the Moon card. That's something that's happening in the background. All right. So... and that's why things aren't progressing. All right. Eight of Wands is clarified by the Temperance card and the Two of Wands. Yeah. Spirit has a hand in this, okay? It's time for you to make a decision, not based on working with this person, but working with Spirit instead. Okay, so if you were looking, for example, if you were looking for some type of closure, if you were looking for an apology of some sort, for example, if that's the case, then don't look for that any longer. You're going to have to find the closure within yourself to handle this situation and wrap it up so you can move on. Okay, and let them deal in this petty energy that they're in. Okay, let them deal with that devil energy that they're in, because you don't have time for that. All right, they're just holding you back. Once you observe enough, you'll see and you'll realize, okay, this is actually draining my energy. I'm not getting the match. They're not matching my effort. It's not worth it. Okay. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Okay. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands. You keep working forward towards what you're being pushed towards. You're being pushed divinely. I feel like both parties are being pushed divinely to wrap up the situation, whatever it is. It does seem like one party did not step up the way they were being led to do so, because I feel like both parties, the spirit had a hand in this on both ends. And someone's just being stubborn and not cooperating. Even though they're being spiritually guided to do the right thing, they're not doing it. So now once you realize that, you just have to cut your losses and realize they're on their own. Let them stay in the quicksand by themselves. All right? Tell me more about the Hangman. There's a new window of opportunity opening up that has nothing to do with them. All right? New window. You have to open up. You have to close this door. You have to wrap this up for yourself. That's why there's a pause. You have to wrap this up for yourself so you can open up a new window of opportunity for better love experiences, if that's what's happening here. We do have the King of Cups coming out. All right. This is an energy of like being emotionally grounded. It's coming out with the Queen of Cups. Now, this is a theme right now. It's the theme right now. You should check out the previous moon reading that I did. But the theme, it seems as if it's all about finding your whole, finding your center, finding being grounded despite the outside sources, outside energy. And we can look at this on a global scale, right? Despite the chaos going outside, the riots and all that, so on and so forth, you can still find your zen, right? Okay. And it's a matter of doing that. Now, in your immediate circle, even if you have, chaos around you, or if you have toxic energy, you have this type of bitter type of energy around you, you still have to find your center, find your high ground, and find your zen. Balancing your masculine and feminine energy, balancing your yin and your yang, not allowing their decisions to mess up your healing. If they don't want to give you the closure that you need, if they don't want to admit to their crappy behavior, As I'm assuming this is piggybacking off of the previous reading of someone who was playing mind games and gaslighting and all that. If they don't want to admit to that, you cannot allow yourself to get hung up in that, because that's giving them power. All right. The empowering decision is now work with spirit. Spirit is going to tell you, okay, you know that this is what's happening. This is how we can navigate our healing. It's unfortunate that they are not playing their role, but that's their choice, free will. Now here's plan B. This is how we deal with the healing of this situation, okay? That's what's happening. Ten of Swords here. Yeah, there was some major pain, and it's time to end that cycle with or without this person. Spirit is trying to help them move along out of the cycle for themselves. But if they want to stay in this bitter energy or resentful or stubborn energy, whatever this petty energy is, or immature, it's just a low vibe immature energy. If they want to stay in that, they can stay in that for themselves, but don't let them stay with you. The Hierophant cards, for some of you guys, this might be a marriage. All right, this is a long-term connection though. All right, that's just holding you back, and it's time to move forward from that. We do have the Six of Wands coming out. There might have been a lot of ego involved. You know, there's a loss that's gonna feel. You're gonna feel this loss because of something else long term with the Four of Swords. It's time for you to pause, take a break, and wrap it up. Wrap this up. Okay, it's time to finally close the door in this situation. Okay, let's see what the blockages are for you. Oh. What are the blockages? What you're failing to see? Whew, this is heavy. Blockages. I mean, it is heavy. I mean, the underworld here. You're dealing with some shadow stuff, okay? Some shadow work. I mean, it's unfortunate. It has to be done, okay? This is a karmic cycle that you're, thankfully, good news, you are getting out of. So that's great. All right, you're getting out of it, but you got to face the music and wrap it up. Close that door once and for all. Move forward with the closure for yourself. Don't wait for them to give you the apology. You're going to have to just give yourself that that closure so you can move forward, all right? What's the blockage here? The air signs have been heavy. Jesus. Okay, what's the blockage? 4, the Libra Collective. What's the blockage here? Tower. Oh, gosh, yep. All right. Yeah, long-term connection, long-term something. Someone's not trying to work with you. You're going to have to allow this tower to crumble. They made a choice not to cooperate. Okay? They made a choice, and there's nothing you can do about that. You did your part, and you need to know that. You put in the effort. You did all you could. All right? This tower is coming out as a blockage because this is what needs to happen. And I feel like it's something that you need to do. The tower usually is about the universe coming through and like crumbling things. And yes, Spirit does have a hand in this. But for you to wrap this up, you already see the writing on the wall. You know what's happening. And now you have to make the decision to allow for this tower to crumble. For this foundation to crumble, this relationship, this connection to crumble. You have to decide, I'm going to let it go, and that's going to open up that tower moment. Yeah. And it's going to come as a result of observing closely, okay, and analyzing and assessing what happened so far. Like, okay, tally it up. This is what I've done. This is what happened. This is how I responded. This is the effort I put in. What effort did they put in? And you know, just be very logical about this right now. You have to take a logical approach with this. All right? And when you do that, when you add it up, like mathematically, like, look, this is not adding up for me, you're going to come to terms with what you need to do. Okay? What's the Libra Collective feeling to see? The thing is, for some of you guys, speaking of that logic, right? King of Swords coming out. But the problem is with this, it's not a problem. The challenge is that it's a long-term situation. So like I said, for some of you guys, it might have been in marriage, you know, and you're now assessing the situation, seeing how toxic it is, and you're like, okay, I got to let this thing go. I did all I could. I tried to change the connection. I tried to adjust it. I tried to make it work. I tried to make it more high vibe. I did all I could. And now I can finally say, I'm out. You know, King of Swords. That logical mindset, okay? Finding clarity, not by your emotions, because this is a long-term situation, your emotions are going to probably lead you to a place that has you feeling sentimental when you shouldn't, right? Or have you feeling loyal to a situation out of history, okay? It's time for you to be logical about this. What's adding up, what isn't, okay? And then chopping it down. We do have the Eight of Wands here. You're not, Spirit is pushing you, all right? Spirit is pushing you in a certain direction. There is a brick wall, and it's because this person is not doing what it takes to meet you there and propel you guys forward. Devil energy coming out again. They're being toxic. They're low vibing, all right? You have to drop the conflict. You have to be the bigger person here. Recognize this when you see it, like, oh, back to observing. Observe the situation. Pay close attention to their actions. Have an objective, or pray for this, or set the intention of having this objective point of view of what's happening here, so you can take an honest assessment of this toxic energy and then be able to make a final judgment call that is healthy for you. And that would be being the bigger person and dropping the conflict. This Five of Wands is all about conflict, but it's like pesky, bitter, it's just very petty. It's very immature. And it's like you can't do nothing. You can't do anything with that type of energy. All right. Seven of Wands. You have the high ground here. That's what you're feeling to see. You do have the high ground. Okay. You're more powerful than you think. You have the power to actually drop this situation. You can do it. You just have to look at it from a very objective vantage point, not from an emotional place. Okay. Not all, sometimes emotions get in the way. They do. All right. And right now, this is a time, because it's toxic and there might be some emotional manipulation happening here. Your emotions might not be the best vehicle to attack this problem, okay, or to solve this problem. What's the advice? What's the advice? Yeah. Oh my gosh. See? Back to that emotional manipulation. Then a Six of Wands here, okay? Six of Wands in reverse. Ego. This person, yeah, they just have a huge ego, and it's getting in the way of them stepping up. And there's nothing you can do. And you're intuitive, so you're seeing what's happening, and it's just like, there's nothing you can do. You're being intuitively guided. Like, okay, if I do this, then we can work this out. You saw the light in this connection. This person doesn't, or they do, and they're choosing not to do it. But with the Justice card in reverse and the Magician card in reverse, they are not doing the right thing. All right? They're not doing the right thing. And you're going to have to cut your losses. They made their choice. That's it. They made their choice. And you have to respect the choice that they made, even though it's a disservice to them. Ultimately, it'll be a disservice to them. Obviously, the person who listens to their intuition, they will be, led to something bigger and better. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, what do the romance angels have to say here? Let go of control issues. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that. It's like, now, this could be two-part. Wow, pay attention to the red flags at the bottom of the deck, okay? The signs are cautioning you. So, one person is being petty. They have a huge ego, and they're refusing to give the closure that they need, or give the apology that they need, or change their ways, or whatever the case is. They're refusing to do that, right? And because they want to maintain the control. Now, on the flip side, the person who is on the receiving end of that type of energy, that bitter, immature energy, they might want to assert control too on this situation, by continuously putting in effort into something that is a dead end. Make sure that you're not doing that. That's where the honest assessment has to come in. That's where you have to be logical, because your emotions can tell you, oh my gosh, I have to just do what I have to do for love. This is what I have to do. But if you observe it logically, you'll see the shadow energy of this and realize that it's not healthy. And this is not a matter of doing what you have to do for love. This is a matter of you trying to control a situation after a while, by forcing them against their will to do the right thing. Even though your intentions are fine, you're trying to repair it, you're trying to bring it to a lighter space, it's still trying to control this person out of their own sabotaging behavior, their self-sabotaging behavior. All right. It's unfortunate because people do have free will, and once you see someone as being stubborn, they're just not cooperating with a situation that could be easily fixed. There's nothing you can do about that. So you have to let go of the control issues here as well, okay? And you have to just let them go onto their path, Yeah, it's unfortunate. But be mindful, the red flags here. Be mindful that you don't try to control a situation by trying to put in so much effort into someone who is willingly in quicksand. In doing that, you're going to drag yourself into the quicksand with them, okay? So be mindful of that. That's why you have to cut your losses logically, make a clean cut, and move. Run, okay? All right. Whew, it's some heavy stuff, Libra. All right now. All right, let's go. Dear Spirit, bring compassionate, bring a gentle touch. Be compassionate here, right? Now, you can make a clean cut without, cursing people out. It's just like, look, I just have to do this for me. No love loss, or maybe there's a little love loss, but I'm just going to move on. But I'm not going to allow you to make me bitter. I'm just going to move on to my own healing, okay? Be compassionate with yourself as you go through this process. This is a heavy time. It's okay. And yes, this is not right. All right? And no, it's not fair. Okay, the scales are not tipping in your favor when it comes to this connection, and it isn't fair that you have to deal with this, but it is something that is a lesson. It will be a lesson for you. It's something that's going to make you stronger. All right? Be compassionate with yourself as you're going through this healing process. Be compassionate with this person. From afar, right? Understand that they are willingly deciding to be in quicksand and you cannot help them. That's pretty much what's happening there. All right? Stop, Spirit. Be peace. Find your peace. Find your center. Back to being whole. Finding your center here, okay? Balancing your yin and your yang and not letting outside chaos affect your zen, your inner zen. That person could be in quicksand all they want. You're over there enjoying the breeze, floating on a cloud, okay? You can't, if you try to drag them out of that quicksand, it's going to take you from your clouds. So just stay where you're at. Find your zen. Find your peace. Find your happy cloud, all right? And let them be who they are and what they are. And they're going to have their harsh lesson later on. And it's not up to you. Okay. This is about reclaiming your power, all right? White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Spirit has a hand in this, okay? You have the birds here. Birds have been playing a role for me a lot. I don't know. You might be noticing more birds or seeing birds in your meditation or in your dreams. Maybe crows will be around more often, whatever the case is. Yeah, birds might be acting erratic around you, whatever, or you might have an affinity for birds nowadays. Either way, it's time for you to just fly. Back to that cloud imagery. Find your happy cloud. Do not allow them to mess it up, because that will be disempowering for you. And this is all about you being in your power. This doesn't have to be aggression type of power. This is power like not allowing their energy to affect your healing, okay? Just because they don't want to help you with your healing process. If they're the ones who did the damage and you feel like their apology can help you, it's time to let that go. Because you giving them the power to heal you is disempowering, okay? You can do this on your own. You have the power to do this on your own, okay? It's unfortunate, but it's what has to happen right now, because this person is just not cooperating, and they're choosing the wrong path. You don't want to be a part of that when they deal with the quicksand, okay? That's their quicksand. You're in the clouds. You stay up there, okay? I'm going to pull from the Archangel Michael deck. Wow, this energy is heavy. This situation is already resolved. What's done is done. God is in charge. You've done everything you could, okay? I feel like you guys need to hear this. You've done everything you could to handle this situation. You did the right thing. You put in the effort, okay? Despite whatever pain or hurt. You did what you had to do, okay? And now it's time to move on because they couldn't cooperate, all right? The situation is already resolved. It's done. Put a fork in it. Let them sink in it and let them be where they are, all right? Keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Keep your eyes on a prize. You keep moving forward, okay? You move forward to your own healing. You have something better on the horizon, all right? I'm going to say the prayer for the situation's already resolved. I give any worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this in a divinely perfect way. God is in charge here. Let go of the control issues. You cannot change their mind. You can't change your ability to exercise their free will. You have to allow them to do what it is, and whatever karma happens with them, that's just on them at this point. Like, your hands are tied here. You have to move on. Okay, I really hope, Libra, that this resonated with you. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, check out the previous reading. It'll pop up. It should be popping up right now. Okay. Send me a link. Tell me what's up. Send me something in the comments. Let me know you guys are okay. All right. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm on IG. That's Tarot and Heal. Also, I do personal readings. Check out the info box below. All right, Libra. I'm praying for you. Until we meet again. Peace.